Navigating this adulthood. Let me tell you guys, adulthood is a scam. Hi Besties, welcome back to a new YouTube video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is NKem. I'm a YouTuber based in England and I do fun videos if you ask me, on fashion, lifestyle and nursing. And today's video we are heading back to our 30's series. I've stayed away from this for a while and I'm just quite excited and eager to get back to filming our 30's series for our girlies in their 30s and navigating life. Navigating this adulthood. Let me tell you guys, adulthood is a scam. Okay? Scam. We should have taken our time before getting to adults, but yeah, what can we do? Anyway, today's topic is on dating habits to cultivate in your 30s. It's going to be an interesting one. So, if you would like to hear more about this, stick around. Starting off, I'm going to first of all try to explain to you the difference between dating and having a relationship, an exclusive relationship. um yeah, so I understand, or I'm well aware that people would usually confuse these two things, because once you meet a guy, oh, you think, oh, you guys were dating, we're in a relationship. No, no, slow down, slow your rolls, wait a whole damn minute and have a conversation first. So dating is usually like the shopping stage, if you allow me to put it that way. It's when you meet a guy or meet a girl and you're getting to know her, you're getting to see if you two are compatible. You can go have lunch, you can go have dinner, you can go to the movies, you can basically just go out to see if there is a lot more spark and connection between you two. Okay, that is the dating stage. During the dating stage, you're allowed to date as many people as you can handle. Um, as long as everyone is on the same page, as long as everyone understands that this is the stage where we are, no one is deceiving anyone. We're just trying to figure out if this is going to work between us, if we're ready to give it a try. That's dating. That's dating, hands down. Okay. Relationship, when you're in an exclusive relationship with someone, is when you have already dated for a period of time and decided that this is the person you want to have an exclusive relationship with. This is the person you want to be loyal to. This is the person you want to give your time, your love, and affection to. That's a relationship. At this point, you do with one person, okay? Unless you both decide you want a throuple, you want to have more people in your relationship, but usually it's between one guy and one girl. Usually. That's the key word, usually. Okay. People have different dynamics to their relationship, and that's fine. Do whatever makes you happy or whatever makes you comfortable. But now that we've gotten the definitions out of the way, we've explained the difference between dating and a relationship. um let's get on to why we date. People date for a number of reasons. People date because they want companionship, because they, just want to have that special somebody in their life eventually, that they can do life with. People date because they want to get married someday. But one thing you should not do is date because you're bored or lonely. And I'm speaking to all the Angeles out there. If you watch Young Africa, Young Rich in Africa, and you know what I'm talking about, do not try to go into the dating phase or relationship with somebody because you're lonely, because you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to kiss every frog out there. This is not what we want. We want to have a really nice dating experience. We want to have a really nice relationship and move on from there. Okay. Now, before we get onto the actual habits you need to cultivate in your 30s while you date, one thing I feel compelled to put out there is that before you even start this whole journey, because it is a journey, be sure that you are well within yourself, whole, complete, ready you're not looking for something. There is nothing to find out there. Okay, the streets are mad, psycho, chaotic, whatever word you want to use. You need to be prepared because you're going to meet a ridiculous amount of people out there who are up to no good, who don't have any home training, who literally don't care, who have stalker vibes. Okay? You're going to have, let me tell you guys, and let me just leave it. Just know that you see a lot of things on the streets. Okay? The streets are empty. All right? So if you are approaching the streets, approach with peeled eyes. Let your eyes be peeled and clear. Be ready for any and everything. Okay, be sure that you're whole within yourself. There is nothing out there. You need to go on a self soul searching journey to find yourself, discover yourself. Like I said, be whole with yourself, be contented with yourself, be happy being by yourself. Enjoy your time alone. Enjoy being by yourself before you can even enjoy people's company. Because if you don't enjoy being by yourself, let me tell you, when you try to spend time with people, they will irritate you. They will irritate you so much that you don't even know what the issue is or where the problem is coming from. Okay, so just make sure that you do this first before you jump into the sea. Because no matter how shiny the fishes are, they can be disgusting as well, if that makes sense. Okay, so I have about 10 I have about 10 things or 10 habits that I would love for you to cultivate, in my opinion, before you start dating in your 30s. Let's jump into the actual details. Number one is limit your negative thoughts. Let me tell you guys, I understand that growing up in your 20s or even in your early 30s, you've had a ridiculous amount of negative experiences with people. You may not have met the best guys. You may not have had the best experiences with men. But let me tell you guys, you need to tone it down on the negative thoughts because not all men has come. I know that we love saying that men has come, men will stay in your whites, but we have women who are happily married, who are happily in good genuine relationship with people, and those men that are in relationship with are not demons. Okay, your father is not a demon, your brothers are not demons, so you cannot ordinarily come out and say men will stay in your whites, men has come. Okay, so limit your negative thought. In as much as you're going to meet a good amount of bad and horrible people, also have positive thoughts, also have that positivity that you are going to attract good guys. Let me tell you, you manifest what you want. And I understand manifest is the word that they use loosely. Let me rephrase. You speak into existence what you want. If you want a good person, you go with the good vibes. You have good positivity around you. You lead with that. We need to limit the amount of negative thoughts that we have when it comes to men. And this is not to say, you shouldn't be a feminist or anything like that. That's a whole different category. That's a whole different conversation. This is not about feminism. This is about your mentality as a lady who's looking to get into a relationship with a man. You need to realize that you don't have to have a lot of negative thoughts about men, because when you have a lot of negative thoughts about men, you're always going to see them in that light and you're never going to find someone who's good enough, and you miss out on a lot of amazing people that could have really 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 literally impacted your life. Okay, number two is prepare for rejection and prepare for happiness. And I wanted to mention this hand in hand, right? Because a lot of times people prepare for the worst, but they don't prepare for the best. So the whole idea and the whole point of it is that it changes your mentality and you have a mind shift that while you're preparing for to get a lot of rejections from people, also prepare that you'll meet someone someday who would make you happy. It's as simple as that. People have preference. In this day and age, people will have preference what they want, what they're looking for. The same way you have things you're looking for in a man or things you expect in a man, have so many things, have a whole ass list, and we'll get to that point later. Just be prepared that not everyone will like you, not everyone will understand you, not everyone will appreciate you, and that is okay. You move on to the people who actually like you and who appreciate you and who would want, give up anything to spend time with you. That's the important thing. While we're conditioning our mindset to know that yes, rejection is okay, rejection is not bad, rejection is God saying, this is not for you, I'll get you something better. Also prepare your mind for the happiness that you will experience or feel when you meet someone that you vibe with, someone that you gel with. When you actually meet exactly what you're looking for, be prepared, because a lot of times we're so deep into, we've conditioned our minds to, yes, people are going to reject us, that even when we see acceptance, we don't recognize it, which is something we need to recognize. We need to be able to recognize when someone accepts us the way we are, and not see it as, oh, that he's pretending, or he's just pretending to sleep with me, or no, this person might actually just quite literally just accept you the way you are with all your flaws and all your baggage, and that's okay. That's fine. Number three is look and feel good about yourself. I can't even stress this enough. This is like one of the most important ones to me. You know, the phrase look the way you want to be addressed, very important. If you look and feel good about yourself, nobody can tell you anything in this life. Like, do you know when you dress up for like a friend's birthday party and you're looking all pink, hair on fleek, makeup on fleek, dress is snatched, you're glycerin and sparkling, and you look beautiful and you feel beautiful. You know that feeling that you feel like you're on top of the world. You can't even tell me nothing. Yours doesn't come close to me. This is a beauty. This is how I need you to constantly feel about yourself. it that doesn't come without a lot of work. You need to work on your self-esteem. You need to feel good about yourself. You need to look good. You need to always make sure that you're all put together. And I'm not saying that you should always wake up and slap makeup on your face or try to be fancy or try to be who you're not. But there's this thing that comes with always having yourself put together. you know you I'm looking for more ways to explain this thing to you guys. Like, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you have a good day. There are people who dress according to their mood. When they're feeling, their moods are all high, you see them, they're dressing and everything, they're all put together. When their moods are low, they're like, they don't care. The whole idea is, if you're going to intentionally start dating or looking to get into a relationship in your 30s, you need to always put yourself together. You need to always try to look good and feel good about yourself. Because if you don't appreciate yourself, it's going to be hard for another person to appreciate you. You're going to always be looking for someone else outside, the outside validation, the appreciation from other people. And I'm not saying it's not okay to get a bit of validation or hype from people once in a while, but you need to hype yourself up first, because it's something that comes with that feeling that that you feel good, the way you carry yourself, it automatically infects the next person, and they tell you, oh, you look gorgeous, or you look good, or you're like this, you're that. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay. The next one is be comfortable in your own skin. This is fam. This is a very important point that a lot of women in their 30s struggle with. And like, when you get to your 30s, people are already looking down on you. Oh, she's getting old. Oh, she's this. Oh, she's that. You need to be comfortable in your own skin. It's very important that you understand that life is life. Life can be unfair, life can be cruel. While you're getting old, your body goes into a lot of changes that you cannot even help. You can only do as much as you can by eating healthy, by exercising, by using good skincare products and all of that. But without all of that external noise and whatever that's happening in the background, you need to be comfortable with yourself. You need to be comfortable with your body image, the way you look, how you dress. If there's something about yourself that you don't like, try to change it. Don't make a big issue or big deal out of it because you feel like this is what society wants or this is what people want. When we make changes, when you're trying to make changes about yourself, let it be because of something you don't like or something you're struggling with. And I'll give you an example. If you watched one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I started working out and I went on a fitness journey sometime in March after I got back from Marrakesh. And that was because there was a particular dress I wore that didn't fit. It was so tight to zip, and I was like, this is ridiculous. How is it that I can't even get into this? Is supposed to be a loose outfit. I wore a boo dress, and even with how big boo dresses are, my stomach would literally be protruding out of the dress. And it made me really, really uncomfortable. And when I got back, I started working out. And I've continued working out. Some days I'm tired, some days I have low days, but sometimes I am on my game and I'm grinding. I'm eating healthy. I feel better. I'm okay with my rolls, my curls, and whatnot. Be comfortable in your own skin. You cannot be Beyonce, even if you're Beyonce. Beyonce has her own insecurities. You need to be comfortable in your own skin. There are people who you are looking at and you're wishing, oh, you wish you had that body, you wish you were like this, but you don't even know that they also have things that they're struggling with. Appreciate your your qualities and work on the things that you feel like you don't like, but then let it not be what you're always focused on. Don't focus on the fact that, oh, I'm fat and I have big stomach. There are people who are fat and they have big stomach and they are still killing it. They're still dressing well. They have people who look up to them and say, I wish I was this as bold as you are. you know be like, it's as simple as it is. Be comfortable in your own skin, to be honest. Because if you don't like yourself, if you're not comfortable with yourself, the next person is not going to be comfortable with you. Because even your mood, the way you react to things around you, just because you don't like this, you don't like that, is actually going to throw the next person off. And they're like, you know what, I don't want to be around this person because I don't know, they nah, get somebody else to do it. That's the way they will feel. you know they don't want to associate with you because it's always as if you're always biting and eating and one thing or the other. Does that make sense? You need to work on being yes, I'm fat and I have big stomach, but I'm still a bad bitch. And that's you. And you tell yourself that and you carry yourself like that. And it doesn't stop you from waking up in the morning and going for a run. And it doesn't stop you from waking up and making sure that you're eating health, you're eating right, and you're eating healthy. But it still doesn't change the fact that you're a bad bitch, even if you have rolls and cups. Does that make sense? The fifth one for me would be to stop comparing your past. There is no point in trying to compare every single man that you've met or you've seen or you've had something to do with the next person. If they were so great, you will be with them. If they were so great, things would have worked out. If they were meant for you, you'd be married to them. So we tend to do a lot of comparison. Oh, but he's not like this. Oh, you want him to be like this. This person used to do like this. Okafor used to do me this way. Mweke used to do me that way. Their time have passed. Let's move on. When you meet somebody, try as much. And I know this can be something that's really difficult to do, but try as much as possible to not compare Mr. A with Mr. B, because Mr. A is their own person. Mr. A has a different upbringing. Mr. A has a different social cultural, you know, things that have influenced his life, and he has different thinking, and he has different mentality, and would be different naturally to Mr. B. So there's no point comparing them. You know, if you want to date, have an open mind, go into the dating scene, and do not compare anybody. Judge each person by their actions towards you, how they behaved towards you, what they did to you, what they didn't do for you. Mark them by their, actions, and not by another person's actions in the past. The sixth one is to set realistic expectations. Girl, we used to watch a lot of Cinderella. In fact, it's not just even the Cinderella movie. Cinderella movie is taking me back too far. You know, Bridgerton, yeah? You are the bane of my existence. Oh my god. It would really be nice to have a reggaeton in our life. Reggaeton, right? Is that how it's called? Reggaeton, I believe. Or to have King George, who tells us how they can't breathe when we're not there. Try to set realistic expectations. Do not be Sister Bernard, okay? Oh my god. Do not be, this is so ridiculous to me. And I know because because I've had this conversation with a couple of my friends on the group chat, and we talked about how, like, things we watch sometimes, like Bridgerton, is just not it's just not cutting it for us. After watching movies like that, like a huge amount of unrealistic expectations of what you want, and it's while it's that is nice and sweet and cute, you have to have a realistic expectation when it comes to dating scene, because men will what? Men will stain your white. Okay, men will leave you in the desert without water, in the words of Kani. They will leave you in the desert. They will stain your white, as Oge would say, with palm oil. So cut down on the expectations, manage your expectations, have realistic expectations. And this is not to say that you need to reduce your what is it, what's the word I'm looking for now, um the values you've set for yourself, or your standards. Yes, that's the word. This is not to say that you should reduce your standards. I'm only saying you should be realistic with the expectations. If you expect the man who is on government salary to buy you Louis Vuitton every time he does something wrong, just have apologize, wake up there. Because unless you want to date a drug dealer, or somebody that steals at night, that carries AK-47 to rob people on the highway. If you have someone who is on government salary, who's doing a regular job, let them do things within their means. Do not leave Instagram. Instagram life is going to put you in trouble, if you ask me. Manage your expectations. That's the high and bottom of it. Enjoy. The next one is enjoy the dating process. Okay, enjoy the fun. Have fun. It's not you're not in class. You're not trying to write a thesis. Enjoy the thrill. Enjoy the chase. Go out, meet people, talk to people. Okay, just talk. I'm not, in fact, leave even going out first. Have conversations. Because from conversations, you know who you want to talk to and who you don't want to talk to. You know who to cut off and who not to cut off. Have conversations. Enjoy speaking to people. Enjoy going out to have lunch, going out to have dinner, going to the movies, going bowling. Enjoy having activities. Enjoy the process of dating. Don't meet someone and automatically start thinking of your wedding dress, the number of children, your children's name, the family vacation. You're only going to be hurting yourself when that relationship doesn't go the way you want it to go. Because most times you will see that you start overcompensating, enduring things that would naturally not endure, because you're already seeing a life with this person that is supposed to be a pass through, you know. So, yeah, enjoy the process, and it doesn't hurt, to be honest, to be wooed as a lady. It does not hurt. Number 9 is something I've mentioned before. Throw away that list. You see that long list, tall, dark, and handsome, 12 feet height, drives a Mercedes Benz, own 7 property in London or in Banana Island, throw away that list. Keep it aside. Maybe not throw it away generally, but let's just keep it aside. The whole point is you're dating. It's an experience, right? While you want to date a category of people, having a list sort of puts you in a box. Because the truth is, you never really know who is going to work with. You might have an idea of the type of person you wanted to work with, but you never really know the actual person until you meet them. And most cases, because you put yourself in a box, it's very difficult to leave that box. So you can have your list of what you want in a man. Everyone has a list. Every person on earth have a list of the kind of person that they, has a list of, the kind of person that they want to end up with, or the kind of person that they want to date or want them to be their girlfriend or whatever. You all have that list. But what's important is when you're dating, you're looking at more than just the list, if that makes sense. The list is not the main focus. The main focus is trying to meet people and have experiences with people, and now making a decision like, okay, I really like this person. If you can go back to your list and say, oh, they've ticked a lot of things on my list plus more. But you never really know if they tick those things off, because you are using the list already to judge from the beginning when you've not even spoken to that person. You can have someone who has everything on your list but has extra and additional baggage of being an asshole, and it's something you cannot deal with. And you see that it doesn't work. Keep the list on the side, go out and date, and then you can once in a while revisit your list if you feel like, okay, I think it might be getting serious with this person, and I want to figure out if this is going to work, and if this person has all the necessary things or qualities I'm looking for in a man, if that makes sense. Okay. The last point, but not the least. Oh my god, this video is becoming so long. The last point, but not the least, is to prioritize your learning and your growth. We're often so deep into trying to settle down, trying to get married, trying to have someone in our life that we don't even try to grow ourselves. Like, prioritize your growth, prioritize your learnings, prioritize having a career, having something in your life that is just you. Having a life, to be fair. Prioritize knowing that whether or not you have a man, you have a community, you have your sisterhood, you have your family, you have your work, you have something that helps you move on and function as an adult that is not a man. While the idea of having a man in your life that does everything for you, you're like passenger princess, you're a princess 247, that's beautiful, that's nice. But what about when you don't have anyone? What happens? Will you go and frolic with every single man that comes across your way because you're looking for someone to completely take care of you? That doesn't make sense, because then you mix up with a lot of people, we make a lot of mistakes that you end up regretting. So always have in mind that, you know, doing things for yourself, things that will help you grow, things that will make your life better, the quality of your life better as a person, should take priority first, even while you're dating, until you meet someone, and someone that decides, oh, you guys make a decision and say, okay, this is becoming serious, this is person I want to start off with, and then you move on to that part. And no one is saying that career is more important than relationship. I'm just saying, you first find food to eat first. My mother will always say, find your meal ticket before you start talking about settling down with anybody. And that's really the the point I'm trying to make here. Make sure that you are growing, make sure you're learning and changing your life, make sure that you have a life before you try to jump into somebody else's life. Okay? I hope these advice that I've listed here today um help someone out there. I hope it's been interesting. Leave me a comment, like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think about this particular video. I would love to have conversation with you guys. Just let me know your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, besties. Mwah. Until the next one.